Hello guys, this is Kudo, and today in this video I will show you how you can take a screenshot with Unity. So let's get into it. So first thing first, what we need to do, we need to go on our script folder and let's create a new script. So create a C# script and let's call it screenshot like this. Alright, and let's open it in Visual Studio. So after opening the script in Visual Studio, what we need to do, so we can remove this to function because we don't need it. And what we will need to add, so let's create a private int, and this will corresponding to my width. So let's write width like this, and by default this will be equal to my screen. So screen dot width like this. Okay, and after that what we need to create, so let's create another private int, and let's call this one not width but height to be equal to my height of my screen, so GHT, and by default it will be equal to screen dot height, just like this. Another thing we need to do, so we need to create a serialized field. So let's create a serialized field, and in this serialized field we'll create a private camera. So this will render our basic camera we want, so they will call this my camera, and basically for the variable that will be it. So now we need to create our function, so to be able to take a screenshot of our screen basically. So let's create a private void take screenshot like this, and right now we'll put in parameter, it will take some parameters. So let's put some boolean. So the first parameter will be is wanted current camera render. So I will explain just after. By default will be equal to true. We'll take another parameter, so int default width value, and this value by default will be equal to 920. Don't worry, I will explain it just after why I will do this. And another int, so let's create an int and let's call it default height value. And this one will be equal to 1080. Oops, like this. Okay. So before writing all the code about the take screenshot, let's take a minute about why I need to put in parameter default with value and height with value, and how this thing will work. So let's head back to Unity. So to let this work and what we can see how it works, I will create some 3D objects. So I will create some basic cube. I will create some sphere like this. I will put it like that, and I will create another object like a capsule, and I will put it like that. So I will save the scene, and basically if I head back to Visual Studio, right now as you can see I put some default width value and default height value. So this will allow us, and don't forget I will put is wanted current camera render. So basically right now my camera is rendering what we can see on the game, and because we are I put the resolution of 920 by 1080, the camera will render this. So if I take the screenshot, this should take me a screenshot with all this space. But what if I change it to free aspect? Right now the free aspect, and if I change the width of my screen like this, so basically the screenshot right now, if I take it, should just allow me to take this part of the screenshot. So this should cut my cylinder, my capsule, and my sphere. So this is why I put some parameter. If I head back to Visual Studio, this is why I put some parameter in my take screenshot function to be able to let you choose if you want basically a basic resolution, or if you just want the current value of the current render of your main camera. So it's up to you. So don't worry, just for telling you, it's just some parameter just for helping you. So now let's head back to Visual Studio, and now let's try to code it. So first thing we need to create is an if statement. So if is wanted current camera render. So if we want the current camera render, we need to recalculate our width and our weight. So basically, we'll take some width will be equal to basically screen width, because it will take the current width of our screen. And for the height will be the same. So height will be equal to my current screen. So screen.height, like this. If we don't want to take the current camera render, we just need to put else, and basically we'll put some default value, and basically a lot of screen take 1080 by 920 by 1080. So basically I will just copy paste this like that, okay, and instead of put screen width, I will put default width value like that, okay, and same for the height like this. Okay, so next thing we need to do, we need to create a render texture, so render texture, and this render texture, we'll call it something very basic, so render texture, and this will be equal to a new render texture, and it will take in parameters, so it will ask me a width, a height, and basically, so I will take the width, the current width, so underscore width. I will take in parameter the height, so height, and basically the next one is the depth. So I will take something very easy. So the depth I will take 24, something classic. Okay. After that, I will need to attribute my render texture to something. So basically, I will use my camera dot target texture, and this target texture will be equal, I think you guessed it, the render texture we just created. So we can now save this. We need to create another variable to be able to store our render texture. So for doing this, we need to create a texture 2D texture 2D, and basically we'll call this one screenshot. So screen shot like this, and this will be equal again a new texture 2D, and it will take in parameter again the width, so the current width, so width, not like this, a height, so like this. It will take also in parameter a format, so texture format, so I will take the basic one, so texture format like this, so 24, because I forget to put the T in upper letter. So, and the last one is MIP change. So basically we'll put this to false, because right now we don't really care about this. So now we can save this, and now we need basically to freeze our camera to be able to take the screenshot. So what I will do, so I will take my camera, so I will say my camera dot render. So basically the my camera render just put the camera setting, the render of the camera to manual. So basically it allows me to take in control, to simplify something. So after we take control of the render of the camera, what we need to do, so we need to create a render texture. We need to use the render texture. So we'll take the render texture dot active. So basically the current render texture using by the camera will be equal to, we need to put a new texture, so a new render texture. So very nice, because we already created one, so the render texture. So we'll take this one and we'll say, okay, the current render one will be the one I just created. And after just, I just target the new render texture to my camera. What I need to do, I just need to say screenshot. So basically the texture right now is empty. So the screenshot will be equal, will be not equal, but we'll try to read the pixel. So read the pixel, and we'll try to read the pixel of a rectangle. So we'll take a new rect, And basically it will take in parameter some, so let me show you, it will be very nice. So float x, float y, the float width, and the float height. So float x, float y, something very easy, it will be 0, 0. And for the width and the height, I think you guessed it, we'll take the width, so like this, width, and the height. And after the red pixel, it will take another parameter, so the destination, and in destination in x and y. So we'll just put 0 and 0 because we don't need the x and y, like this. Okay, and I think I forget a comma. And just after that, what we need to do, we just need to release in bracket the camera to render the current thing we are seeing. So basically what we need to do, we say my camera, so my camera dot target texture, we can release the target texture, and this will be equal to null, like this. Same for the active render texture, so we say render, so run the texture like this, dot active will be equal to null. And just after that, we need to destroy, because we don't need the render texture anymore, so we need to destroy our render texture we just created. Okay. After that, because we already got the screenshot right now, but right now it's in texture 2D, and we don't need to texture 2D, we need to transform this into a sprite. So to be able to do this, we will need to add basically another using system. So using system dot input output. So basically we will transform our texture 2D into a PNG. So to do this, we need to create. So we need to create a byte of array. So a byte of array. So let's call it a simple thing. So byte, like this. And this will be equal basically to screenshot. So the screenshot in texture 2D. And there are something very nice in Unity. We can call the function called dot encode. So encode to, right now we need to PNG, so encode to PNG. So basically, right now we got the byte, we encode the texture 2D into a byte, and what we need to do right now, we just need to save our basically screenshot. So to do that, we'll use file. So file dot write all byte. So basically, because we got already an array, so we'll use write all byte, and it will take in parameter the path we want to save this. So I will use something very easy. Again, this one is just for an example, but you can do whatever path you need. So I will use path dot combine, and I will use application dot streaming asset path. And basically here I will also put in parameter the name of our screenshot. Something very easy. I will use simply so screenshot dot png. .png. Very important to use a good extension, because if not, it will not work. And it will take a second parameter. I think you guessed it, the array of bytes. So basically, this one, like that. So we can now save this. And right now, we just need to create a public void take screenshot function, and basically it will just call our function. So it's up to you what parameter you want to use. Right now I will use the default one. So basically it will take a screenshot of my current camera render. So now if I head back to Unity, again I will use the streaming asset path. So make sure you got a streaming asset folder. So if I head back to Unity right now, and I go to my asset. Right now, I got a streaming asset folder. So basically, if I take a screenshot, right now, it should create a PNG inside this folder. So what I will need to do, I will go on my main camera. I will add my new C# script, so the screenshot. Do not forget to drag and drop your main camera, right, like this. And just save this. So last thing we need to do, we need to create a button. So again, I think you know the drill. So let's create a UI. Let's create an image or even a button. Text Mesh Pro, very nice. For the canvas, let's put it screen overlay, not constant pixel size, but scale with screen size, and we'll say 920 by 1080. Sorry, 1080, like this. For the button, let's put it over there. Let's put it 0, 0, and maybe 200 by 200. Like this, it will be very nice. And let's name the button something very nice. So take screenshot. Take something very easy, screenshot, like this. Okay? So just before drag and drop your function into the button, let's head back to Visual Studio because I found a bug, very interesting, by the way. So do not name the function take screenshot as the same as this one, because this will just kill your Unity. So I think there are some infinite loop because I call the same function, and it's my mistake because you need to call it not take screenshot, but on click take screenshot, and this will not cause you any more trouble. So let's save this, and now let's head back to Unity. Now let's him reload and compile everything. Now let's head back to the button. Again, I will show you the streaming asset. Right now you don't see any screenshot. So again, I will head back to my button. Let's add plus, and let's drag and drop the main camera. And let's call our function, so screenshot, and on-click take screenshot. Again, if I head back to Visual Studio, as you can see over there, I didn't put any parameters. So basically, this should take the current render of my camera. So we'll make a test quick. So let's put it in free aspect. And I want maybe something like that. So basically, if I hit play and use a screenshot, basically, the screenshot we should take only the cube, a little bit of my sphere, and a little bit of my capsule. So as you can see in the streaming asset here, nothing happened. And if I click on the take screenshot, like this, and if I head back right now to my streaming asset on my Finder, as you can see the screenshot. And if I open it like this, you can see, let me open it, you can see the current screenshot will take. Something very interesting, it didn't take again the UI over there. Why? Because the canvas was on overlay and not inside the camera. So now if I just change, as you can see, the screenshot right now is over there. It's very normal because Unity takes some time to refresh everything, but don't worry, it will work. And right now, if I do something like that, maybe like that, as you can see, the cube and the sphere are very far away from the border. And let's take another screenshot. And now let's head back to our Finder or Windows or File, whatever you are using. And if I open the screenshot, as you can see, the screenshot is changing. So this is why I take some parameters. So right now I will I will end Unity. And now what I will need to do, so let's head back to Visual Studio. And what I want to do is to put the wanted current camera render. I will put this to false, and basically it will take the default value and the default height, so 920 by 1080, and you will see the different results. So if I save this and I head back to Unity, as you can see, we are still in free aspect and we can change everything. So basically, it should just take me and screenshot the cube. But if I hit play and I take the screenshot right now, and I right now head back to my streaming asset, as you can see, he will don't care about the camera, but he will take the current screen. So that's it, guys, for this quick tutorial. I hope you enjoy the video and I hope you learned something. And I guess I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. So if content equal to like or user learned something equal to true, user should thumb up plus subscribe. Else, user should dislike but help me to improve. Thank you, and I'll catch you guys next time.